It's me, Snorkers, and it's damn fine to see you. I'm here, in Egypt, engaging in my new hobby. I've just got back from America, where, disguised as a vacuum salesman, I've collected some nice souvenirs. But now I'm in Egypt, disguised as an archaeologist, on my way to the Aswan High Dam. That's right, collecting bits of dam is my damn fine hobby. So, come along with me, and let's get chipping.
Today, in honour of St David's Day, we're looking at a programme for the Dragon 32 from 60 Programmes for the Dragon 32 by Robert Erskine and Humphrey Wallin, Paul Stanley and Michael Bewes. The game we're looking at is Dam Eaters. For those familiar with that book, you may ask why I'm not covering sheepdog trials. Well, it's a little bit obvious, but also I've covered sheepdog trials for the ZX Spectrum on my Viva La Fletch New Zealand special. Dam Eaters is a basic game for the Dragon 32, starts on page 34, and the object of the game is to prevent the dam-eating creatures from eating away the dam, which is built up on the left-hand side of the screen by dropping shells of them from any of the 3 cannon at the top. And the first thing we do is quite slowly draw a series of numbers on the screen. The Dragon 32 has 2 graphics modes, high definition and low definition. In high def mode you can't do text. So here the author has cleverly drawn the text he requires on the screen for later use. There's also a little dragon and a triangle, the word score, then some checkerboard patterns, some sort of splodge. And here we are, Dam Eaters. There's the Dam Eater, like a crocodile, but jumping across the screen. We have instructions. It's quite a simple game. You just have to press 1, 2 or 3 to fire the relevant cannon, starting from the top left. Here we are. There's the dam. There's the water. 3 cannons. Here comes the dragon. Fired cannon 2. That's a hit. We get a score. Fire cannon 2 again. Another score. 3 in a row. I'm doing good at this. People of the valley will be saying, oh, I've missed. There's a little yellow splash in the water. Possibly some pollution. It's all about timing your shots. If you fired a shot, you can't fire another shot. You have to wait until it hits the water. So timing's important. The dam eaters appear. We fire. We shoot. And they randomly move up and down. If they get off the bottom of the screen, they reappear at the top, which is a little bit weird. That makes it harder to aim. Not something I'm keen of. When you fire, your shot appears immediately to the right of the cannon and then moves down, which again looks a bit odd. Is it meant to be a cannon? Is it meant to be dropping something? It's not quite clear. But the score appears at the top right quite nicely. Remember, this is high definition mode. There is no graphic support. And their dragon there is jumping up and down. It's going off the top of the screen, appearing at the bottom and back again. That ain't right. It's coded correctly, but it's not right. And hit detection is... Ooh! Enemy reinforcement. We now have 2 dam eaters attacking the dam. We can still only fire 1 shot at a time. And they can still jump up and down. We're going to try our best. Got that one. The dam consists of 3 bricks at each level. Once all 3 bricks are eaten away at a level, the dam bursts and it's game over. We're going to score 107 so far. The dam is getting chopped away. It moves reasonably well. Sometimes collision detection is a little bit off. But we're firing. That's another of the bastards dead. 116 now. And that's a miss, unfortunately. Each time one dies or eats the dam, another one spawns. We currently have 2 dam eaters charging in. Vicious swine they are. I'm quite good at shooting them. It's the best thing for them. It's the only language they understand. 2 of them coming in. Another one dead. Bosh. Oh, Oh, it's appeared at the bottom and it's eating the water. That's not very nice. So now half of the water's gone. Oh, another enemy reinforcement. We now have 3 dam eaters at once. 3 dam eaters, 3 cannons. How long can I survive? The answer is not very long. We now have a hole in the dam and a flood. And we switch back to low resolution mode. We scored 166 points. That's a new high score. Press a key to play again. That's a good fun game. Let's make it better.
Hello! Now that I've succeeded in returning the Nile to its annual flooding, like in the days of Pharaoh, it's time to get closer to home. I'm off to visit Raider Dam. Now, disguise myself as an archaeologist, that ain't going to cut it, I'm afraid. However, if I disguise myself as a dragon, I'll certainly be able to blend in and collect my booty. Now remember, Drygy Dewi.
This is the snorkified version of Dam Eater. We're loading this from tape. Once it's loaded, we run it as before, and we get the graphics. Remember, high resolution mode in the Dragon 32 has no support for text, so you have to draw your own text as graphics. Here are the numbers, no change here. There is a change coming up though, so keep your eyes peeled. I will point it out with a big red arrow. So previously we had dam eaters and then the dragon. Here we have a space, followed by the cannon symbol, which I've changed to something looking more like a cannon. Then we have the score, the dam, the little explosion. I've changed the splash to be blue, because water is blue. And then we have the dragon, and then another red dragon, but this time with a different frame of animation. And then a blue dragon, and then a yellow dragon. We have animation and colours. It's hard to see here, it's a little bit flickery because it moves quite fast, but the mouth of the dragon opens and closes, as does its eye. Other small changes. The shot of the cannon appears in front of the cannon, not to the side, so it looks a little bit better. The dragons also don't move off the top and bottom of the screen, and they don't wipe out the water. Here's a shot coming, and that's a miss, and that's a splash. In case you missed it, I'll draw it out again for you. Here's another shot. That's a kill. It's all about aiming your shots and timing. And that's a splash there. See a little splash of blue. And that's a kill. Look now down here. Keep an eye out for the splash into the water. Sometimes these shots don't quite connect. I suspect they were made in Swansea and therefore they only hit half. The animation works effectively. The dam eaters have a bit more menace. And that's a kill. Your score is affected by how far down the screen you are, which is rather clever. Nice and elegant. It slows down when you're firing a shot, of course, so there's more for the dragon to do. That's the dragon the computer, not the dragon the dam eater. Because dragons don't like dams. Splush. As before, we have enemy reinforcements. This time the second dragon is blue. I've also tweaked the speeds so the second dragon moves slightly faster. Although I may have slightly mucked up the speed, so they may all go slightly faster. But they move at different speeds to each other. So the red dragon's the slowest, then the blue dragon, and then the gold dragon is fastest of all. But the red dragon has breached the base of the dam. Because they don't scroll off the bottom of the screen, they're more likely to hug the bottom. That's a high score of 64. There's another feature I want to show you. If you do well and manage to hit 3 dam eaters in a row, you get a little bonus. So here comes the third shot, and keep an eye out on the bottom of the dam. hit 3 in a row, then the dam is repaired. Well, that was pretty good. I think that was definitely better. Let's make it Welsher.
Right, you all lot. Let's have roll call, you lovely boys.
Da ydw i. Owen ydw i. Megan ydw i. Dwi'n Fenw.
And girls too, come on. We are here today to defend our beloved Raider Dam from attack.
I crancod ydw i. Ydw I dim yn hoffi crancod.
Oh no.
I isgwyd Guy Gibson ydw.
Oh no. It is under attack from dragons. Shut up! Each of you will be equipped with a cannon. When given the order, and not before, you will fire your cannon and defeat the dragon. Is all clear? Now, get on with it!
This is the snorkified Welsh version. Note that the file name has changed. It's no longer Dameaters, but y.argae. This is because Dameaters in Welsh is Bwytara Argae. It doesn't fit into 8 characters, but we give it a go. We run the game. We get the graphics as before. Numbers in Welsh are obviously the same. They don't say Wales still uses Arabic numbers like what we do in England. But note the title has changed. The advantage is because there are no high definition fonts, you have to draw your own. So I've squished in Bwytara Argae in Welsh into the top. I had to design it all myself. You sort of squeeze it in. There wasn't enough space for individual letters with spaces between. 14 and 14 is 28. The gap's still there. Note that score in Welsh is score. There is a circumflex over the O. Again, high definition. This isn't actually a bigger problem. It's just a character font. You just draw it in like UDG. There are the dragons as before. Off we go. Now, title at the top. Note the bottom of the dam is thicker. So, Raider in Welsh is Raider. We've changed it a little bit. Obviously, translate everything into Welsh. And I've put Raider Dam and Dameaters into the inverse mode. Makes it easier to see. There's not a typo on line 3. Nouns in Welsh can change the first letter depending on where they are in the sentence. So that is still, can you defend the Raider Dam from attack from the Dameaters? File cannon 1 to 3. Note the big thick dam at the bottom. I put this in. A, it's more realistic. B, the Dameaters tended to hug the bottom of the screen, which made it a lot where they were harder to hit. It's thinner at the top of the screen, they can hug the top, but they're a lot closer to your cannon, so they're easier to hit. Top right, we've got score, which is obviously with the circumflex. Accurate use of accents is important. So the Dameaters are coming in, nibbling away at the bottom of the dam. That again was a probable miss. Hit detection is a little bit twitchy. Some of that is indeed my fault because I've changed the speed of the Dameaters. But I've got that one. Scores up to 28. They're nibbling away at the bottom of the dam. Gotcha. Here he comes for another go. So the bottom of the dam is still thicker than it was in the English version. Chompy, chompy, chomp. They are hungry for dam and it's feeding time. It's all about timing. Once you fire your shot, you have to let it move forward. You can't cancel it. If you time it right, though, you can get pretty good. You can get 3 in a row. Get 3 in a row, it'll still repair the dam. It won't fill out the full thickness at the bottom of the dam, but it'll do for an emergency. Skipping ahead, this is now the second reinforcement. You can now see the gold dragon. or the yellow dragon if you prefer. We have 3 dragons now chomping away. There are some interesting issues with the different colours of dragon, which we shall see shortly, but yellow dragon is coming along, chomping away at the bottom. Yellow dragon is the fastest, and it's there chomping away at the bottom. Now here something weird happens. Yellow dragon just explodes, which is a bit odd, and then respawns. Let's look at that in slow motion. Yellow dragon advances. Red dragon moves in front of it. Yellow dragon advances again, and then hit detection goes, oh, there's a red pixel in front of me. I've hit the dam. I'm going to explode. So yellow dragons are a little bit sensitive. Red dragons might do the same if they move into the yellow dragon, but blue dragons are fine, because that's how it detects if it's hit the dam or not. We're shooting away. Because they all move at different speeds, sometimes the hit detection on the dam is a little bit twitchy, especially for the yellow dragon, which is the fastest dragon. But that could be justified, as I said, it having weak teeth or something, because it's the fastest, therefore it's the weakest, perhaps. So it'll certainly chomp away at the dam, but I don't think the yellow dragon can actually make a hole in the dam. So you could possibly use that information for prioritising your targets. They are chomping away. It's quite hard to hit them. Remember, if you get 3 in a row, you get a bit of repair. There are lots more targets now. It's a little bit slow, but it's chomping away. It's still entertaining. Score of 222. There are no bizarre graphical glitches on the screen, which is what we like to see. I clear out the dragons nicely. I re-engineered that bit of code. So on detection, I pass the number of the dragon to the hit routine, and then I know which dragon to clear up, based on the X and Y coordinates, which are held in arrays. Previously it did it on the explosion, which works okay, but not perfectly. So blue dragon there, coming in at the bottom. Oh dear, if he hits the bottom, I'm dead. Oh, at the last second, the blue dragon hops up one, which is nice. Yellow dragon in the middle, let's watch him. Yeah, he's chopped away. There's yellow dragon the way. Blue dragon again at the bottom. And again, it didn't quite chomp all the way through. So focus on your red dragon, because the other ones are a little bit weaker. But they can certainly make holes that Mr. Red, here he comes, chomp, can get in. It's all about the different speed, you see. It can get a little bit tricky working out where you are on the screen and what you've damaged or not. So focus on the red. They are your danger dragons. Oh, it could be a bug, of course, I've introduced. 50-50. Here comes Big Red at the bottom. He's coming in. He's coming in hard. And that's a chomp. He's all the way through. Here comes the water. And that's game over. We have a score of 241, which is a new high score. Diane. Note the accent above the O. It's very, very blocky because you can't have small pixels in low-res mode.
Fire 1!
Ah!
Fire 2! Fire 3!
Splosh! My locomotive! Follow! Anchor, are you mine? Go, 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 go.
Oh dear. How's that? Never mind.
Well, they weren't very happy, were they? I thought they'd been a friendly bunch seeing a dragon. Oh, they all seem rather cross with me. So I think I'd better head overseas until the coast is clear, shall we say, or at least the valley. So, no more dragon, though, because I'm off to the Ruhr Valley. I hear they've got some cracking dams over there. Chocks away!